Lately, I've been hearing an increase of chatter on Twitter, YouTube video comment sections, and other places. This idea that keeps coming back every so often that a lot of people saying that democracy is mob rule, and to me that's totally ridiculous. For several reasons at least. It's just a way for them to try to delegitimize, democracy, or make it seem like it's some sort of unhinged thing that's illegitimate and has no place in society whatsoever because they just don't like it. But to me, if you're going to compare something like this to that or this to other, they have to be roughly the same thing. And for me, mob rule either being angry people of pitchfork wielding people who are just going to bash down some poor sap's door and just do whatever they want without any legal accountability, any adherence to rules or procedures. I mean, do you really think that's what that sort of crowd is going to adhere to? Like, well, hold on, guys. Before we do what we're going to do with this guy, we got to hold a vote, and there's got to be representatives elected, and there's got to be a whole process in place of verification. No, they're not going to do that. So, to me, trying to compare democracy to that sort of mob rule or the angry mob is really ridiculous. It's what the hell? It's like trying to compare compare apples to, I don't know, watermelons or something. It's really nothing much of overlap or anything really. Then there's the other kind of mob, which is like the Cosa Nostra, the mafia, like fucking Sopranos. Those jokers, or I'm sorry, they're not jokers. They're in case any of them's listening. Those kind of guys. They operate outside of societal norms, outside of the law. They have very little accountability and within their own ranks, especially at the higher ups. Now, if you're way at the bottom and you break a rule, that's one thing. But if you're higher up, there's less likely you being held accountable. And they just make the rules and break the rules as they go. There's no real procedure there. If something's really inconvenient, and they say fuck it, because it's just a money-making organization that doesn't care about the law. There's no real accountability. Now, do you find that in government labs with people? Absolutely, but there's processes for accountability. They get caught, they get brought to court, the evidence is shown, and then the jury, who's randomly selected as a part of the process, from the pool of citizens, they decide what's going to happen when this person's guilty or not. And then even then, there's other procedures and rules that are followed. For me, I think when a lot of these usually right libertarians, ANCAPs, or objectivists, yes, I know they're different, so don't go running to the comments section. Oh my God, there's difference. I understand. A little bit's the difference, but I understand. When they try to say that democracy is mob rule, is that I guess the only democracy that they see that's inside of their heads, more often than not, is the Athenian sort of style democracy where you throw a stone in a bucket and it's counted. Maybe because I don't know, they try to think that seems to be the only sort of democracy that there is. Even though the United States is a democracy, if someone says, well, actually it's a constitutional republic, well, that is a type of democracy. You have the people who vote, and you have the representatives who vote, and no, to say that the constitutional republic is not a democracy whatsoever is just wrong. Now, is the kind of democracy that we have in the United States at the federal level, is it like a liquid democracy? No. Is it a direct democracy at the federal level? No. But even so, even at like the local and state levels, the type of democracy is a bit more direct. Like you can directly vote on a ballot initiative for your town or your city or whatever. So it's definitely a mix. It's a mixed style democracy what we have here in the United States, from constitutional republic representation all the way to more of a direct sort of voting system style at the local, city, state level. So those guys on the libertarian right, then they're not really one for nuance if it helps out the person they're arguing against. Now, they're all about being all, oh, wait a minute, you must be all nuanced talking about capitalism, but if you talk about socialism, it's all bad. And somehow capitalism is never bad. Before I start ranting into another video, yeah, let me know what you think down below. If you agree or disagree, I'd love to see you on the comments section. And this is New Socialist Era. Seeing y'all around next time.